Hello and good morning. Welcome to Africa's #1 breakfast show. Now, this is the 2nd of October. Wake Up Nigeria for a Monday designed to put a pep in your step and some positivity into your mood. Now, it is a public holiday and a fine way to begin for a Monday morning. After all, we had Independence Day just yesterday. Now, I should say, happy Independence Day to all of you watching, and hopefully this will bring some positivity to your breakfast and some fine faces for you to see as you wake up all over the country. There's no better way to begin as you set about your week, and hopefully it's going to be a very successful one. We know that you couldn't wait for this show. We know that we have put together something quite special for you early risers as well. We know that the kitchen is going to be bright and bubbly today. We have a chef from back in the day that's coming back to join us today. You want to stay close for that one. And you need to look out for some really interesting discussions that we've dialed in for you. Some interesting guests that will be right here with us on Wake Up Nigeria. So, a little insight. If you aim for nothing, you're not going to hit anything, no matter your luck. So, try and hit something at least. Hope for the best. Providence will guide the rest. My name is Titilayo Onyison. You can stream the show live on tvcentertainment.tv or on Facebook at TVC Connect. You can also download our app for Android or iOS and send your comments, contributions, your shout outs, send them via social media. We can't wait to see them all at TVC Connect. You can, of course, watch us live on GOTV Channel 16 and Channel 49 for terrestrial TV. And this is what we have coming up on the show. We'll be having a musical performance. Mary Kewe is a versatile on-stage music performer who released her first album in 2020 called I Am. Since then, she's been blessed to bring great track after great track out one after the other. Elsie Ezekiel Ahamba is a certified trainer and the CEO of AfriPnet, a global platform that promotes Made in Africa products. Now, she is an advocate for African women in trade, and today she'll be joining us to talk loads about her business. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy holidays. Happy New Month. Really?
Okay, so somehow Mike and I haven't worked together in a very long time.
Are you serious?
Well, so yes, we haven't. It's weeks now. Somehow we don't get to be put together.
Nice to hear Mary's voice. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good.
How was yesterday for you?
Great.
Patriotic.
Okay, what did you do yesterday during Independence? What did you do?
Well, so Independence Day in my family is a big deal because that's my parents' wedding anniversary.
Oh, okay.
So we usually have family stuff going on in the house and all.
Yeah.
And then in the evening, of course, it being a Sunday, I had to work. I was on radio.
You were on radio.
Yes, it was actually a very busy day for me.
I went out to see a friend. There was a fair. It was not far from my house, so she knew I was there. I'm like, okay, hey. So I just jumped in there, and it was good to be in a fair. I've not been in a fair for a long while, and so yeah.
You know, there's some things they say you shouldn't do on public holidays, like go to the mall, and I broke that rule yesterday.
Oh.
You know why they say you shouldn't go? Because of traffic, no parking. Everybody's family and their kids are gonna all be there. Like the place will be choked, and I broke that rule yesterday.
Likely to be a mall ambassador.
Oh gosh! Public holidays at the mall is choked.
It was choked yesterday.
Oh goodness me! But yeah, we just did a movie with the kids and had fun.
Look, the highlights for
all right. You know what? At this point.
Okay. Good morning. It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Mesikeno. As part of activities marking the independence anniversary, President Bola Tinubu was the special guest of honor at the military parade that was held at the forecourt of the presidential villa to commemorate the 63rd independence anniversary of Nigeria. Also in attendance at the event were the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Reps, Tajuddin Abbas, among others. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
President Bola Tinubu arrives at the military parade to commemorate the 63rd independence anniversary of Nigeria. He first inspects the quarter guard before climbing the state box to receive the national salute as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Although the celebration was low-key, the armed forces put up a colorful display of military spectacle. Dignitaries at the event expressed hope that the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration will transform the country and improve lives.
We've had a tumultuous journey. It's been an interesting one. But the renewed hope agenda is reassuring Nigerians that more than ever before, Nigeria will rediscover itself. There will be peace and prosperity for our dear nation.
This administration is actually committed to improving the lives of an average Nigerian in terms of us benefiting from the dividends of democracy. The president is doing a lot, and he also actually charged the cabinet members to do everything possible in their respective sector to ensure that the country is able to achieve its desired economic growth.
The President and the Commander-in-Chief is doing everything possible to see that Nigeria will be a better country in the history of Nigeria, because he is going up and down to make sure that he gets so many investors to come and invest, particularly in the issue of security, where I am coming from.
What we are seeing now is a temporary, it's a transition pain, but we believe that is the only way that we can lay a solid foundation for the socio-economic development of country. However, last measures that are being produced, there are the issues that our president is looking into.
The high point of the occasion was the release of white pigeons by President Tinubu, a ritual that is performed every year to commemorate the Independence Day celebration as a symbol of peace.
Hold your hands together, please.
Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
At 63, one of the major issues the federal government of Nigeria is still grappling with is the impending strike by organized labor, which is scheduled to commence on Tuesday. In a last-minute move to avert the strike, the federal government has announced a 25,000 naira increase in salary for all workers for the next 6 months. Later, it was moved up with another 10,000. Now, they met with the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress on measures to address the dispute arising from the removal of subsidy on Premier Motor Spirit. At the meeting, the federal government said it will fast-track the provision of compressed natural gas buses to ease public transportation and waive value-added tax on diesel for the next 6 months. A subcommittee will also be constituted to work out the details of implementation of all items for consideration regarding government interventions to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal.
I am happy to say that after 4 hours, we have reached certain agreements that inure to the benefit of the Nigerian worker. Agreements on wage bill, agreements on committees, on salary increment, agreements on the CN buses, agreement on several other things, I believe, both TUC, Labour and government side.
We have looked at almost all the issues, all the promissory notes, from the government, and we looked at how to translate them to reality, and to be workable. And then we're going to take those promises to our organs. Of course, these people here cannot just wake up and review and call off action. So, like he said, we're hopeful that our organs will have a look at them and give us a fresh mandate on what next to do.
Then to foreign news, at least 13 persons have died in a fire that engulfed 3 nightclubs in the southeastern Spanish city of Murcia. The blaze broke out in the Fonda Milagros nightclub. It then spread to neighboring clubs as patrons rushed to escape the packed dance floors. Reports say family members celebrating a birthday were among the dead, and police say about 14 persons are still unaccounted for. They warned the number of deaths will probably rise. Emergency services say firefighters are continuing to work at the scene and had not ruled out the possibility of finding more victims. The cause of the blaze is still being investigated. And that's it on the news for now. We'll take a time out to stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
All right.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah. So, yeah, we're talking about yesterday into today. And one other major thing, of course, was the finale for Big Brother. And social media is awash with reactions to the winner. Personally, I love the story of the underdog. Why do I love it? I love when, I mean, as a sports fan, you know what it means when a team or someone that was not expected to win wins. It's part of the excitement, you know. It brings, it's part of it. And, due to the nature of the show, so you have that kind of battle and all of that going on. But I just want to mention the final winner, Ilebae, and all of that, her journey through the house and how things happen. And, it's about the same way we see things. Mary said something about how, Nigerians tend to go pity, because it seemed like she was bullied while she was in the house. I mean, she wasn't a strong contender from the beginning. She wasn't looked at as someone that would, the big boys. They
were all there. White Money was there.
They were there. And
Harry was there.
You
had CC, the mighty CC there.
So,
and then you had Mercy herself. Like, okay, how is she going to do it? How is she going to step out and show herself as the Gen Z baddie? I don't know. I've known that most of the winners have had something that they did that was really unique. So we know that White Money was doing the cooking thing and everybody was like, everybody was relying on him and that was his strategy. But I didn't really see her strategy, really. I couldn't feel it. But I feel like also the youth sort of just rallied behind her because she was the Gen Z of the group. She was the baby of the family. So
Mary, you had your thoughts were on PT?
You already mentioned it. Well, for me, everybody goes there for a reason. 120 million naira is no joke. As it is no joke. That's like what? $120,000.
What? Wow.
That's a lot of
That's
money.
a lot of money.
So when you look at it, anybody would fight hard to win. And so there was this, like White Money that people said was too relaxed, like was so confident. Then there are people who really fought hard, like you could see that they were pushing to win. So it was just a case of, whoever will win,
Yeah.
Really. Whoever, I know mercenaries, as they are called, they really did try their best to put her there. Because everybody thought, we are rallying. But, she's said to be from a wealthy family. So
for me, it was her confidence during the show. The way she spoke about how I'm going to win this. And I thought about it, I was like, this is not like an exam. If I'm going to an exam and say, I am going to ace this exam, it's my ability. It's based on what I've studied. You understand? Based on what I have done. I said, I'm going to ace this exam. Or if I know study, maybe you have a formation in the hall. Your guy left, right, and center.
Yeah.
But my point is, she was so confident, but this is based on people's votes and how they perceive you.
Yeah.
And it is not, we are human beings, we're not logical most of the time. We are psychological.
Emotional.
Emotional, definitely. So what would you expect? But my story, or what I picked from that was the story of the underdog, how confident she was. This is somebody that, even in her season, it didn't even go far.
Yeah, she did.
She was up against two winners, against very people that got into finals at different things, people that had, in quote, very strong fan bases.
Yeah.
So what I picked from there is that for anybody out there, whatever game of life, a game of wherever you are, you do have a chance. You just go keep pushing out there, and you really do have a chance. And for me, that's one.
Even from secondary school. When you're in high school, it sort of defines how you sort of view life. You're either one of the popular kids or you're not. You're either in sports or in drama club or doing debates. You're either a prefect or you're not a prefect. There are all sorts of cliques.
There are some people that
and there are some
that are not in any year. They are the big folks.
Exactly.
Look, at the end
then
of
when
the
they
day,
come
you
out
never
of
know what
school,
people like or appreciate about your personality that will make you the super super kid, so to speak.
Yeah.
So when underdogs win, as Mike mentioned, it's usually a big deal because there's this thing of, oh yes, one of us.
Yeah.
One of the people that nobody gave a chance.
A chance.
Yeah.
You see, and when she gave her speech and on social media, some people talking about trying, what does she have to offer? What does she have to offer? She doesn't need to offer anything. She went on a show, entertained you.
Yeah.
You gave her the prize. Oh, she can go back and sleep for the rest of her life if she wants to. She doesn't, she's not, yes.
But I doubt she's going to do that.
Does she she doesn't have to do it. So when people go about, what's she going to do? Message have done more the money.
Wow.
If she wants to sit down and not do anything, she is not held, she's not, there's no bound there, there's no obligation to do something and all of that.
No, but I actually want to think about
I think yes.
What definitely. You can use 120 million.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what can you use
10 million per year
So
for the next 12 years. Invest 8 million.
Calm down.
Do your normal job as if you didn't win anything. Like,
loving
or
it.
like lottery winner.
No need to think. No need to
Buy
think. The next period, I'll put 2 of you inside.
But I love what you just said.
So that
I hope
you
if there's
think about
anybody
it.
on her team watching, just look, 10 million per year for the next 12 years.
Which team?
No,
they are
if
looking
there's
to
someone,
collect their percentage.
calm down now. If you invest that money and turn it around, hey, she's good. She's set for life. If she has a good financial advisor that can give her some plans, hey, let's go now. All she has to do is just settle her rent, settle her feeding, and then she's good.
You know, that brings to mind something that
the average person doesn't see 10 million in 3 years.
Just yesterday, I was even talking about it. Like, if you had a lot of money, like enough money to be rich and comfortable in Nigeria, would you leave the country?
Oh, no.
Imagine having
that's
that
another
120
conversation.
million naira, Mike.
Yeah.
Would jackpotting be on your mind?
We are not oblivious of the pulse of the street. Many people are not happy. We saw from the news that there are efforts to try to avert the strike, and people have a good reason to want to strike. But you see, I'm always of the opinion that, look, let's make the best of where we are while we try to push up and all of that. It's not pleasant on a lot of sides. It's not. Let's not. That is the truth. It is not pleasant on a lot of sides. And there is a responsibility on the governments to find a way to ensure. I mean, that we know if because of our economy is so based on PMS, that is one reason why it is so bad, you know. But I know that now people have even started going as far as having options even for gens that are now running on gas. So I researched and I found that it's actually safe. But I hope it's done right.
There's biofuel. There's so many.
So we still start looking at options. You know, enough will say that the wages options were in place before, but let's make the best out of it.
You know, the most painful part of it is the fact that subsidy is back.
Well,
okay. And we are paying so much already.
That's a story we are following.
We'll continue some other time on this one, yeah? All right, but then it's Wake Up Nigeria. It's Independence Day episode. Stay with us. There's quite a lot more to come.
Welcome back, and we're in the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen this holiday. Welcome, welcome. And we have the amazing, the lady with one of the brightest smiles you could ever see, Chef NC Splash. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Wow. You don't tell. Ekabo. Welcome.
Thank you.
So what has Chef NC Splash been up to over the past few months? What's been happening?
Okay. Breastfeeding, doing real estate, breastfeeding, real estate.
Oh, how's the baby?
Baby's fine.
Oh, okay. Welcome. Hope she's watching. I hope he's watching.
He's watching.
He's watching.
Yes, he's watching.
Okay. All right. What are we making today?
Okay, we're making shredded vegetable rice.
Shredded vegetable rice.
Yes.
Okay. So shredded vegetables, I get. The rice, I get.
Yeah.
Is this combined? Is this a one-pot dish?
Yes, it's a one-pot dish.
Okay. So what's the protein we're working with?
Chicken.
Chicken. Now this chicken has a brown color. It's like a dark. Is this a soft chicken or what are we?
It's soft chicken.
Soft chicken. All right. Frozen, yes?
Yeah, frozen.
All right, fantastic. We have some other great ingredients that we'll be using today. As you can see, they're very colorful. They look very, very fresh. And we're going to start working on them right now. Okay, so if you're at home and you're probably thinking, what can we do this holiday to make it a little more special? Maybe you could try the shredded vegetable rice from Chef NC Splash. Rice, bell peppers, cabbage, carrots, spring onions, chicken stock, seasoning, salt, curry, white pepper, turmeric, vegetable oil, and of course, onions. All right, so I guess the first thing we need to do is start working on the rice, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, but talk to us about the ingredients you picked today. Was there a particular reason why you picked this specific ingredients? Is it rigid to these ingredients alone?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a healthy dish.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I used the turmeric and the white pepper and these veggies.
All right, so this is the white pepper,
Yeah.
turmeric, and then curry.
Oh, so you can identify.
Yeah.
Salt.
Then salt.
And the seasoning.
Yeah, so I feel like turmeric has like a very yellowy tinge, but the curry is a little browner. I don't know.
You know, curry is processed from here. You have a little ingredients from
Turmeric.
turmeric to make curry, yes.
Really? Interesting. Okay, I'm learning. And of course, the stock cubes. Now, you have a lot of vegetables here to begin working on, but I guess we're going to put the rice on as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of chopping to do. There's a lot of washing to do to prep for this. But let us know what other ingredients we could have added to this if we had the chance.
Okay, can add maybe green pea.
Okay.
You can add a red kidney, the kidney beans. You can add, what else? Let's say corn.
Sweet corn.
Yeah, sweet corn, yes.
Okay.
You can add to it. Yeah.
All right. No wahala. Now, there's a lot of prepping and chopping and cleaning to do. And of course, if you would like to get started on this at home, you should. Just make sure you make a quick video and post it and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We can't wait to see your version. At this point, we're going to be handing it over to Mike and Mary on the couch.
Let's take a look at the headlines of the dailies this morning. We'll kick off from the Punch. Of course, Mary is here with me to do that together. Let's see what we have here on the Punch here. FGOK's allowance for senior staff. Labour may suspend strike. The annotation underneath that headline goes on to say that wage award now for all cadres of workers, says Gbajabiamila. VAT on diesel waived for 6 months. FG increases allowance to 35,000 naira. Labour rejects 25,000. OPS again warns against strike. There's a picture story there of the president and the vice during the commemoration of the nation's 63rd anniversary yesterday. Above the flag of the paper, FG issues first wholesale gas supply license under PIA. And we can see there devaluation. Government and banks make 2.2 trillion naira. Manufacturers lose 495 billion naira. Chicago academic record. Tinubu lawyers kick as court orders release. Independence Day. APC berates PDP as opposition faults Tinubu's speech. 1 died, 7 injured in Lagos-Ibadan Expressway crash. No plea again agreements with Emefiele. I was talking about this crash, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. There's also talk yesterday of the tanker explosion and 20 people losing their lives and all of that. And as much as we have warned and spoken about how it's dangerous, I remember the day we had a discussion here that if a tanker fell in front of your house and was dripping fuel and nobody was watching, how many of us would not want to go and try and scoop fuel and all of that? It's a as much as we are not excusing that behavior, but it's really hard times for people, and so that opportunity comes there, but you cannot. The risk is not worth it. That's just what we're saying.
It's never worth it. Yes, you might say, I can quickly go and get something, and then some people will make like 4 trips successfully, and they say, now God save me, that's the Nigerian thing. Now God save me, but why would you indulge in that? It is dangerous, and it's a well-known fact because if anything happens, you're not paying with money, you're not paying with anything, you're paying with your life. It's absolutely not worth it.
Exactly.
Okay, let's take a look at the Vanguard newspaper now, and it has this 24 hours to nationwide strike. Federal government's meeting with NLC TUC ends in deadlock. Labour rejects government offers. Meeting reconvenes today. Orders state councils affiliates to ensure total compliance. Sets up zonal strike coordinating committees. Federal government offers 25,000 naira wage award across board, which of course has since been reviewed. Yeah.
This is a little bit...
Ilebae emerges winner of BB Niger All-Stars. Here we also see devaluation, banks raking 1.9 trillion naira forex profit. And then the riders there. Then Buhari never regretted his decisions as president, coming from Garba Shehu. BUA reduces cement price to 3,500 naira per bag.
You wanted to talk about that,
That was
yeah?
exciting.
That was exciting.
Yes,
How much was the price before?
6,000 naira is what is the average price for a bag of cement.
So
you can get almost... for 6.2, 6.5, 6.3, but it was mostly
So that's
6,000.
almost a 50% decrease.
So you can imagine why many people are excited, especially people who have buildings projects right now.
How is BUA doing that?
So, the thing now is this. For many people, there's this belief that the cost of production is not as high as being projected.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's a particular company that is known for, controlling market prices.
Prices in that particular
expecting every other
sector
person to rise along.
Yeah.
So BUA is simply saying, you know what, we believe we can manage at this price, and this is what we're pegging it at, and that's it. What I think they need to do, though, is to increase their distributorship. Okay. Because the other products are more accessible than
But people will find a way, look, to get it, because
exactly.
distribution will become much, just spread across. Because, I mean, when you can have it as almost a 50% decrement, very huge.
And then, of course, here we also have Rivers United to a 12-0 nil. That's for the CAF Confederation Cup. And so many other stories on this page, the front page here. Wike moves against Okada operations, open grazing in Abuja. Nigeria at 63, governors can others preach peace, say country's challenges surmountable. And U.S. court orders CSU to release Tinubu's academic records to Atiku. You mentioned that earlier as well.
All right. Okay, so let's head over to The Guardian. FG Dango's 35,000 naira wage top-up and orders as Labour revisits decision. That is, of course, spread across the other papers. And my husband, not magician, says Oluremi as Adeleke orders exhort Nigerians. Mixed reactions trail Tinubu's anniversary speech, post-subsidy measures. BB Niger Crown goes to Lokoja as Ilebae bags 120 million grand prize. Justice Minister distances a federal government from 50 billion naira plea bargain with Emefiele. All of that on the front page of The Guardian. Okay, so.
Okay. Should we take a look at
the Daily Times? Should we just very fast?
The Daily Times has this. My Times with the late Sadana of Sokoto by his driver spoke exclusively to the Daily Times on that one. Here we also see indefinite strike after FG Labour talks. Today is decision day. Labour may call off proposed strike, may being the key word here. 25,000 naira wage increments now across board. 1.5 million indigent families to get 25,000 naira from October to December. As mentioned earlier, the 25,000 wage increment has been reviewed to 35,000 naira. And Nigerians were better off under British rule. Journalist who witnessed October 1, 1960, says. Here we also have, unlike now, my husband, a rep for 10 years without his own house, wife of independence-era lawmaker. So many stories here. 3 killed in Koko community as tanker burns, the one you mentioned earlier. And huge gains for Nigeria as Keyamo visits ICAO and CAE as well. Well, so many stories you can catch in the Daily Times and newspaper today.
Just grab a copy of any of those papers to get more on the stories. Okay, that's it on the review of headlines. So a look at the headlines in the dailies this morning. We'll take a time and I'll stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
Welcome back and happy holidays. It's still Wake Up Nigeria and you're in the kitchen with us. Chef NC Splash is chopping away. Welcome back, Chef.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We missed you. We missed
you too.
We missed that bright smile. Yes, you need to wake up in the morning to these kind of smiles. Someone cooking happily, just chopping, and you know that when the food comes out, part of the joy of the food is the smile that's on her face when you're eating it. Okay, what are we making one more time?
You're making shredded vegetable rice.
Shredded vegetable rice?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the carrots you're chopping, you're chopping them in a specific way. What is this called?
I'm shredding it.
You're shredding this?
Yeah, I call it julienne cut.
Julienne cut.
Yeah.
Fantastic. There's a reason why you're cutting it this way?
Yes.
All the ingredients go to
It'll be like this, yeah. That's why it's called shredded.
Okay, okay, fantastic. So this looks like it's going to take a while, but you also have onions and you have green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers to also shred. Probably in the same shape?
Yeah, the same shape.
Right. So let's also look at what we have in our cookware here. We have water standing by
for the rice.
For the rice, and then you've put the chicken
yeah,
to the heat. What spices have you added to the chicken?
Yeah, I added white pepper.
Okay.
I added curry, onions, and seasoning cube.
Okay, all right. Now, there were quite a lot of seasoning cubes here earlier on. How many did you use?
I used just one.
Just one, okay. I was a bit worried there. It's fine. Now, the chicken itself, what are we looking out for?
Okay, I just want to get the stock. I want to get the juice from the chicken.
Oh, okay.
So I can use it to cook the rice.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
fantastic. So there's the normal or more easy to recognize fried rice.
Okay.
Right? What makes this different from fried rice we make in our homes every weekend?
Okay, the way I cut the veggies is different, and the ingredients too.
Okay.
Most people don't use white pepper in the fried rice. Yeah, most people don't use turmeric.
Okay.
And some people use only curry. Some people use only turmeric.
So these ingredients on your screen, if you have them at home, why not try this out yourself? Rice, of course, bell peppers, cabbage, carrots, spring onions, chicken stock, some seasoning cubes, salt, curry, white pepper, turmeric, vegetable oil, and onions. That's what we need for this. So can I help out with the rice maybe?
Yeah.
So how much rice is this? How many cups are we talking? Or should we call it derica? How many cups?
I think it's a derica.
It's one. Oh, so that's derica. That's like 2 cups, I guess.
Yes.
Tentatively 2 cups of rice, and this was about 4 cups of water there.
Yeah.
So I'm pouring that in right now, and these are just normal long grain rice.
Yeah.
This is normal long grain rice. Nothing
long
special
grain.
about
Yeah,
the
nothing
rice.
special about the rice.
All right. So people have different ways of putting their rice to boil. Some do the first rinse.
Yeah.
Then some do the parboil. Which one are you doing for this?
I want to parboil, then I'll wash it before I proceed.
All right. Yeah. So, this is where I ask, was this a imported rice or Nigerian rice?
I don't know. I just bought rice.
You just bought rice?
I was after the long grain, so I don't know if it's imported or it's...
because they say, there's...
you just... Rice no. Like most Nigerian rice are good now.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, fantastic. I'm glad to hear that, because there was a time. Do you remember, even when we used to come to the kitchen, there was a time that when you're cooking rice, you're looking out for where it's from so that you know how many times to wash it.
No. Even Nigerian rice now, they're so nice now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're nice.
I'm glad to hear that.
You have long grains, you have short grains. Very nice. You won't know if I don't tell you, no?
Well, you have a point. So we're going to wait on the rice to parboil a little.
A little, yeah.
The chicken, is it going to change color before we...
Not really.
Okay.
I just want the juice to come out enough so that the rice will be tasty.
All right,
Yeah.
fantastic. And that's all we are really looking out for at this point. Of course, the prepping of the ingredients is usually takes the longest time. But once all the ingredients are chopped up, everything comes together nicely.
Yeah.
Right?
Thanks for helping out.
I'm not done anything now. What did I do?
At least you added rice and you stirred.
Wow. But it's, it's interesting. The most basic things we do every day in our homes actually have, there's actually a style, a system.
Okay.
That people have all put together. They've all cultivated. And you don't realize it's a style until you see somebody do it another way. Right? Yeah. All right, then. Well, we're waiting for all this to heat up. And, of course, we're going to get all these vegetables nice, chopped finely. But hey, we can't wait to see yours. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us see what you are up to in your kitchen this morning. Hello and welcome back. Now, the second hour of our Monday edition is here already. Now, if you thought we would run out of things for you, you were wrong. We have loads prepared for all of you who are just trying to crawl out of bed at this time. All you late risers, I see you. I know it's a holiday. Happy holidays to you. And we should say, of course, Happy Independence Day. This is the first edition after Independence Day, which happened yesterday. And we appreciate each and every one of you that are right there with us, letting us into your homes once again. Now, to make good on this hour, you might have missed out on some really interesting sessions from earlier, but hey, jump aboard right now over the next 45 minutes. There's loads of great stuff for you right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, it's been said that the best is often reserved for last, and that is very true when it comes to this particular show. And the day is already far spent. Now, you're probably wondering what to prepare, and we have Chef NC Splash giving us some insight into what we could do at home. Yeah.
And it looks pretty easy. Pretty easy. You know, that's something I love about our chefs on Wake Up Nigeria. They make it seem easy. And when you try it at home, you have to watch the video over and over again to understand what's happening. But really, we can't wait for the end results of this. It does look really attractive, and I'm pretty sure it will taste fantastic. Yeah.
All the aromas are already wafting through the kitchen right here in the studio. I know people from other departments will start tripping in here soon enough. Don't worry, we have security waiting for them at the door. We won't let you wait too long for the final pieces of this show. And hey, my name is Titilayo Onyiso. This is Wake Up Nigeria. And hey, you can watch us live on GOTV channel 16 or UHF channel 49, or stream the show live on Facebook at TVC Connect or on our website. That's TVC Entertainment. If you haven't downloaded the app for TVC yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's available for Android and iOS. One click, no stress. On today's show, we still have quite a bit happening. We've already looked at the weekend's football activities. We've already, had that conversation with Mike and Mary, and there were quite a lot of insights on who made it out. But there is still a music performance coming your way. Mary Kewe is coming up soon, a versatile onstage music performer who released her first album in 2020 called I Am. Since then, she's been blessing us with track after track after track, and we can't wait for another. LC Ezekiel Ahamba is a certified trainer and the CEO of AfripNet Global. It's a platform that promotes made in Africa products, and she is an advocate for African women in trade. Today, she's going to be joining us on SME to talk about her business path so far. We have so much to talk about, especially with this jackpot thing we started talking about earlier on. I was thinking about, it's a really interesting question. If you have 120 million naira here in Nigeria, would you still think of jackpot? I don't know.
It just shows the state of the country. I know, if you know how many people in the past few months, it's always been a problem with us, the brain drain. And I remember talking about how, for medical students, when the government spoke about how they were losing, and I thought about it, you're losing. But then when we think about it, that education is subsidized in the country, and then you subsidize education at the tertiary, at the inception of tertiary level, and then they leave with that knowledge and use it to get or go into other discipline, or maybe to further their education based on what was given here as a subsidy.
Yeah.
You understand? So then you can feel that the country is losing. So we're losing on all sides, and you cannot blame anybody for wanting to leave.
So nobody can be blamed for wanting to leave. My issue usually has to do with what comes out of Nigerians' mouths. Look, many of these countries that Nigerians run to have good PR. Until you live in those countries, you do not know the reality, or to even have an idea of what you're going to face as a citizen.
Yeah.
There is no country that is 100%. There is no place you go to that is 100%. If you've been living in Lagos all your life, and because of that you feel you've seen the maximum, have you explored other states and then seen paradise? Because there are some places that are slow, you still make good money, you live well, and your children are safe, if that is your focus. Because the usual excuse is, I'm going for my children. I'm going for a better life for my children, better education. There are places you can actually get that done. So my challenge is usually the PR. Nigeria has bad PR because people are always talking negative about this country. It's about time for us to even project our country positively. It will go a long way.
All right. Okay. That's it. It's the news once again. My name is Mike Messikeno. As part of activities marking the independence anniversary, President Bola Tinubu was the special guest of honor at the military parade that was held at the forecourt of the presidential villa to commemorate the 63rd anniversary of Nigeria. Also in attendance at the event were the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Reps, Tajuddin Abbas, among others. State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
President Bola Tinubu arrives at the military parade to commemorate the 63rd independence anniversary of Nigeria. He first inspects the quarter guard before climbing the state box to receive the national salute as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Although the celebration was low-key, the armed forces put up a colorful display of military spectacle. Dignitaries at the event expressed hope that the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration will transform the country and improve lives.
We've had a tumultuous journey. It's been an interesting one. But the renewed hope agenda is reassuring Nigerians that more than ever before, Nigeria will rediscover itself. There will be peace and prosperity for our dear nation.
This administration is actually committed to improving the lives of an average Nigerian in terms of us benefiting from the dividends of democracy. The president is doing a lot, and he also actually charged the cabinet members to do everything possible in their respective sector to ensure that the country is able to achieve its desired economic growth.
The President and the Commander-in-Chief is doing everything possible to see that Nigeria will be a better country in the history of Nigeria, because he is going up and down to make sure that he gets so many investors to come and invest, particularly in the issue of security, where I am coming from.
What we are seeing now is a temporary, it's a transition pain, but we believe that is the only way that we can lay a solid foundation for the socio-economic development of country. However, lasting measures that are being produced, there are the issues that our president is looking into.
The high point of the occasion was the release of white pigeons by President Tinubu, a ritual that is performed every year to commemorate the Independence Day celebration as a symbol of peace.
Put your hands together, please.
Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
And then on to foreign stories. At least 13 people have died in a fire that engulfed 3 nightclubs in the southeastern Spanish city of Murcia. The blaze broke out in the Fonda Milagros nightclub. It then spread to neighboring clubs as patrons rushed to escape the packed dance floors. Reports say family members celebrating a birthday were among the dead. The police say about 14 persons are still unaccounted for. They warn that the number of deaths will probably rise. Emergency services say firefighters were continuing to work at the scene and had not ruled out the possibility of finding more victims. The cause of the blaze is still being investigated. So stay with us. We'll be back after this time out. Welcome back. It's time for SME. And we have Elsie Ezekiel Ahamba, a certified trainer and CEO of AfriNet Global, a platform that promotes made-in-Africa products. She's an advocate for African women in trade, and today we're going to talk about her business. It is great to have you, Elsie. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I like what you're wearing, by the way. That's the beads. That's a Benin, Benin head and all of that.
All right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank
You promote made-in-Africa products.
Yes.
Why so? Why that need, or why that passion to promote made-in-Africa products?
I mean, if we have to grow our economy, we have to start looking inwards. We have to start producing something. We have to start encouraging the small business owners, especially those who produce our indigenous products. So we have to start looking at how to grow our economy by supporting this made in Nigeria products.
And that grew the need. But wonderful, you started this, you've done this for 3 years, but before this time, prior to this business you're doing now, you had done other businesses.
Oh, yes.
And they didn't go as we were speaking about earlier. Talk to us about that.
I've done a lot of businesses that have failed. I've done a lot of things. I mean, I had a restaurant. I also was into event planning. So a lot of these things I've done, and they failed.
What was your takeaway? What did you learn from these things that other people can learn from these failures, as it were?
I will say that one of my lessons is I wasn't patient enough to learn what business is and business ethics are. So as soon as it wasn't going my way, I dropped.
Okay, so it wasn't really a failure in quote per se, but it was that, like you said, patience, persistence,
yes,
which is one of the qualities of building a business.
It's still part of it because you fail for several reasons.
Okay.
You fail for many things. You fail because you don't have finances. You fail because you don't have anybody to support you. You can also look inwards and know where you're failing from. So for me, I was failing from the point that I probably think I didn't have passion for some of the things that I went into just because I wanted to get busy at the point.
Bam, that's the thing. I see a lot of people opening stores and shops in places, and you know that, okay, this thing is not really going to move. Maybe location is a problem.
Right.
But you're just doing it maybe because you have some money, and let's not just keep the money in the bank. Let it do something.
Exactly.
That's how a lot of people got into business.
True.
How, with that mindset, how can it be corrected? What does one need to learn in order to understand that that's not the way to go?
Yeah, for me, I will always speak because I have a lot of experiences. So AfriPlanet is one thing I have done that I didn't run away from. It has its own pressures. Working with thousands of women, it has a lot of pressure, right? So I have learned how to be patient. I've learned how to love what I do. I've learned how to understand process. So everything has a process, and in that process, you keep making progress. We are all work in progress, so business also is a work in progress. So you will have to learn and understand. You must first love what you do.
Is loving what you do, is it a prerequisite to succeed?
I tell you, the kind of pressure I have faced in AfriPlanet, I haven't faced it in my other business. Yet, I didn't run away like I used to.
So love is actually a strong factor.
It is.
Okay, let's talk about your business model. What does AfriPlanet do exactly? What kind of products do you stock? What is it about? How does it operate?
Okay, so it started from the need that, we saw a lot of small business owners struggling to make sales in particular. And most times when you want to buy made in Nigerian product, it's either they are expensive or they are poor quality.
Yes.
And, so a lot of people complain about all that. And so we've seen that, these people don't even know how to do it better, but they have passion for what they do. So we decided that why should we go solo when we can come together, with one voice and say, Africans, Nigerians, buy what we sell. Let's begin to promote ourselves. We promote Nigerian music, we promote fashion. Why don't we promote every other thing that we produce in Nigeria? That's how AfriPlanet came about. So we agreed to come as a body instead of your business, your brands, and all of it.
So it's a lot of people coming together.
A lot of people coming together.
And what kind of products do you stock? Okay.
So even the store that you see, we have, these are like 50 different vendors
that
coming together.
Aha, now I get it.
Yes.
Now. So it's not just about one person.
No, it's not one person. So these are aggregates of women and men who produce made in Nigeria, made in African products.
Okay. So you act as some sort of a convergent center for all these people. That's what AfriPlanet is all about.
That's what we are.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We aggregate them together.
Put them together and all of that. So how do you make money? Do you have your own products?
I'm a marketer.
Yeah, market, exactly. So so you make, is it as per percentages or?
Oh yes. So we have, well, we've been building without collecting money from them, but it's about time to start making money. Yeah, because now we have a store, a physical space.
Okay, so they pay to be in that space.
They pay to be in that space. And then we also get commission on each of the products that
you said something about the price. How do you ensure that the price now is quite pocket friendly? Because you mentioned that that's one of the challenges of this. And how do you ensure that the quality is assured when people buy products?
So this is one of the things we do in AfripNet. We organize trainings for them, you know, so we also look at empowering them in different skills. So we bring people that teach them branding. We bring people that, so we act as quality control organization for some of these people, because some diaspora will call and say, Elsie, if we buy anything from, meanwhile, they don't call me Elsie, so they know me as mother. So many of them that's listening,
I like that.
So all they know is mother, they don't know Elsie. So they call from abroad to say, we want products, but we have always had this compromise with some products coming coming from Nigeria. So we will buy from you, and then you will ensure that we have the quality of product that...
So if somebody comes to your shop now and the quality is not up to the standard that is required, what do you do?
So we will have to go back to our vendor and sort that.
And then, but before then, is there some kind of, do they know of the standards? How do you ensure that standards
So we have a standard for all our vendors. Before you bring in your product, we will give you the prerequisite for it. So that's for the standard.
Now, scaling up, you've moved up, or like you said, you started somewhere, you've gotten a store. Looking forward, the next 5, 10 years, where do you see AfripNet? What's the plan to scale up?
Yeah, because at this point, we still struggle with pricing.
Okay.
And that's because before we formed AfripNet, many of them produce on pre-order.
Okay, yeah.
So you just pay them.
You don't just produce them and keep them.
They don't have the resources
to do that.
So we have a cooperative, by the way. So we contribute money together. And then we give someone, okay, this is your time to use this, produce something. We also have a job among us because we are about 2,000 people.
Which is even different from the cooperative.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We have the Ajo. You know how the Ajo works?
Yes.
When it's your turn, you carry. But then the cooperative, this is people's money together. Okay. So if we can, because it's been difficult getting sponsorships, it's been difficult getting banks, you know, other organizations to sponsor. But we have to pull ourselves to a point where we will be visible enough. So you can't tell us we don't have anything on the table. Now we have things on the table. At this point, we need support from, you know, diasporans. We need support from different people to build our production hub.
Can people invest
Absolutely.
in AfripNet?
So that's the place I'm driving at. You asked the question of 5 years.
Yeah.
We want to have a production hub where all of our members will produce their stuff. They will have raw materials. So we have to move from raw materials to production, to distribution, you know, and the marketing. So this is what we want to achieve. In that way, we create access to market for them, and we also have finances. So if they don't have enough finances to buy materials, they have the hub where they can buy product, because we know they can't run away. So I'm sure banks are always afraid of when you collect money, those people are not able to pay for it. So we are looking at a way, you know, we've talked about the problems. It's time to hit the solution.
Elsie, I love that. This is a wonderful note to round up this discussion. Thank you for all you do, and here's us wishing you the best.
Thank you.
That you achieve all the goals that you set out to do.
Thank you.
We have breakfast for you this morning.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I love doing you smile. All right, we'll head over to the kitchen now.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Alrighty then, we're back in the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. Chef NC Splash back in the building.
Yeah.
After a while. Please send our love to that amazing bundle of joy.
I will.
All right then, what we have created is finally here. You called it shredded vegetable
rice.
Wow. Not fried rice. Shredded vegetable rice. Yeah.
Wow.
And it comes with plantain and chicken. And we have our guest here standing by. Please have a taste and tell us what you think.
Okay.
Okay, it's right there. The fork is right there.
This is actually my best plantain.
Really?
Chicken.
Okay, plantain chicken.
It's your lucky day then.
So what do you think?
Sumptuous.
Sumptuous? That's the word.
Sumptuous.
It wasn't what you were expecting. That word wasn't what we were expecting.
Yeah.
Well done.
Nice.
Thank you, Elsie,
Thank you,
for
Chef.
coming. And of course, like we said, wishing you the best.
Thank you.
Now, it's been a marvelous Monday, and we are wishing you an even more marvelous holiday.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.